How's everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Uh, Family, today we're going to talk about guarding your mind. Because with this current world, which is controlled by Satan to an extent, um, that's what they're after, is control of your mind. And when they have that control, they can sway you into doing anything, especially things that are against the Most High. And there's so much control that it begins to separate you from the Most High because you're focusing on the words of man. And so you become inundated in your mind with the things that you hear that's being said over and over and over again through the media. Family, anything that is repeated over and over and over again is programming. You turn on the TV and you can go from one channel to the next, and they're all basically saying the same thing, almost verbatim, almost word for word. And that's programming. It's to get you to think and act a certain way. So you're being programmed. And we don't need to listen to them. All the things that they say going to happen or is happening and all this, we already know. Because we were forewarned by Mashiach himself that these things were going to happen. So we had the news scoop long before they began to say something, you know. But if you just think about it, when one station talks about something, they all do it. And when you hear things over and over and over again, then it starts to begin to be your reality. You begin to believe it. I mean, you say, well, it must be true if every place I turn to, every station they saying the same thing. Well, that's the point. You know, a lie told often enough, becomes truth to some people. But it shouldn't happen to us. We don't need to know about wars, and the famine that's coming and pestilence and all that. It was already foretold us. So why would you sit there and listen to their version? Which they're gonna create their own narrative in it and other things, that's really not true. They just rewrite the script, kind of opposite to what scriptures say. You never hear them contribute all the things that is going on with scripture. It's just man-made words and doctrine that they want people to believe. And it's to instill fear in people. If you can get somebody to be afraid or scare them, they can get you to do anything, including turning away from the Most High. That's what fear can do to you. If you scare a person or people, good enough, they'll comply with anything. See? And this is why we shouldn't be paying attention to it, because this is Satan's world. And we have no part in it. We're in this world, but we shouldn't be part of it. Like I say, we already have the knowledge of the things to come. So why would you listen to man's version? You know, his propaganda. We shouldn't. So we'll talk about, we'll go into some scriptures and just, we need to go back over this again about, guarding your mind. Because this is basically what they want in order to control. You can't control the people that's not afraid. When people are afraid, they'll accept any medical advice. They'll just go along with anything you say because they're afraid. In other words, it's people doing things in order to try to save their life, which eventually they lose it. See? Because they are believing man and not putting their trust and faith in the Most High, who is the giver of life. All life is sustained by the Most High. Period. Whether it be good or evil. Life is under subjection to the Most High. So, who you going to listen to? Okay? Let's just go to some scriptures and see how we should be doing, family. The main thing what we want to do, family, is have peace among us and have peace in your home. And we can't control the peace or lack of this in the world. That's the Most High's business. He's going to control that. But he does, we give us the ability to have peace of mind and peace in our home. That's something we can do. If it wasn't possible for us to do it, then there wouldn't be scriptures telling you how to do it and that you should do it. So just by the scriptures of instruction, lets you know it's possible for you to do that. Have peace among each other and have peace in our homes. The peace in this, or lack of in this world, that's under the Most High's control. He causes peace. He also allows war. So that part we don't have to worry about. We already know what's on the horizon, okay? Philippians chapter 4. I believe that's going to be verses 6 through 8. It says, "Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made unto the Most High. And the peace of the Most High, which passes all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Yahushua HaMashiach. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things." See, we're not supposed to be worried about what they're doing over there in Ukraine and any other part of the world. These are worldly conflicts. Has nothing to do with us. Okay? We as a people, have to establish peace among ourselves. and condition our minds not to be worried about this stuff. Of course, since we know the things that are going to take place, then we make preparations in the event that they do happen. And after you've made preparations, then go on with your life. Live in peace. You know, the Most High got it from there. So yeah, we pay attention of the events that's happening. But it's not for us to sit there and worry about it and let it consume you until the point to where you begin to be fearful and start forgetting about the Most High. Okay. Let's see. Romans 12. I think that's 12 and 1. It say, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Elohim, that you present your bodies as a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. See, that's what we do. You know, we don't need family to worry about these things. You know, worrying is not going to change anything. It's not going to change prophecy. That's already been written. You know, it's not going to change it. Those things are going to happen. And we knew full well that they are going to happen. Because we have the word. We know the prophecies. So you prepare for any eventuality. You know, if you have food and water and other things that you may need, then that's about it. The main thing is to stay in close relationship with the Most High and have your faith in Him and trust in Him. And then just, you know, be at peace. Just be at peace. You know. Because when He gets ready to protect us, you can best believe He's going to do it. We don't need to do nothing. We don't need to pick up no arms and weapons and all of these things. Unless it's, you know, for self-protection. Somebody trying to take over your home. But other than that, I trust about these events that's coming up on the earth is in the Most High to protect us from it. There's nothing wrong with having a weapon, but you don't take to the street and think you're gonna just win out there and get justice or whatever it is. You're not going to do that. You're outgunned, outnumbered, and everything else. So to protect yourself, absolutely. The Most High doesn't have a problem with you having a weapon. But you're not going to war. Okay? That's foolish. Just protect yourself and your family. 2 Corinthians 10:5, it says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bring into captivity every thought to the obedience of Mashiach. See, everything that you hear over the media, you know, it just things that's kind of exalting itself against the Most High. These people will never get on there and mention any scripture. See, it's all pre-programmed speech that you're hearing. This is why when you go from channel to channel, you're going to hear the same thing. See, it's not to your benefit. You know, you're just destroying your peace of mind. Isaiah 26:3. thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusts in thee. See, when your mind is stayed on the Most High, that's where your trust is. Then you should be in peace, knowing that he got this. He got it. These things are only going to go as far as the Most High allows them to. Okay? That's just the bottom line. And he's not going to go and let them go to the extent to where it destroy all mankind. He tells you that in Matthew 24. That if he didn't shorten the days, would no flesh live. But he say for the sake of the saints, he's going to cut those days short. Okay? So we know it's only a point or a certain point that the Most High will allow things. Okay? So we have no worry there either. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, for the Most High has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. See, that's what we got to have. If you allow yourself to be programmed and taking in all these things that's bad, I mean, they crowd people with a bunch of things at one time. Okay? Oh, we got to deal with this pestilence. All right, while you focusing on that, then here comes something else. Here's a war. Then when that, while that's going on, oh, the gas is going through the roof. Now you focused on that. Oh, it's going to be famine. These stores going to run out of food. Now you focused on that. See, it's all things to control and program and put people in fear. That's all that's for. And like I say, we've already had the official scoop of these things. It's written in prophecy. So why would we be afraid now when we already know it's something? It's hard to scare a person if they already know what to expect. Say like you coming home and somebody done planned a surprise party for you. But some kind of way you got wind that that's what's going to happen. Well, when you walk in the house and everybody jump out, you're not really startled by it because you already knew it was going to happen, see? Because you had foreknowledge that this is what was going to happen. And it's the same way. We already know what's going to happen. So we shouldn't be listening to them in trying to put fear in our minds. 1 Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walks about, seeking whom he may devour. That's what they do. That's what they do. Seeking whom they can devour, seeking whom they can distract their attention away from the Most High. See? That's what they do. They can put fear in you and so much of that propaganda that when they decide, okay, nobody can worship on the Sabbath no more, it's got to be on Sunday, you'll be afraid enough to do it. Therefore, now you done turned away from the commandments of the Most High because you living in fear. See, you can't save your life, family. Only the Most High can. Under any circumstances, he can save your life. So you can't give in to evil or doing things that is against his word in order to extend your life. Because those who seek to save their life, lose it. And those who, keep obeying the Most High through this stuff will save their life, whether physically or spiritually. See, let's see. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. And I don't know how far I'm going to read down. Maybe I'll read to verse 18. Or it say, put on the whole armor of Yah, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. The tricks, manipulation of Satan, mind control, programming. See, all those are wiles of Satan. Verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. That's what we're dealing with, family. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Yah, that you may be able to withstand the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yah, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. See, we got to protect ourselves. You got to protect your mind, family. Don't listen to that garbage. Don't allow yourself to be programmed. Because if you do, you're going to come up short of the will of the Most High. That is the point, to get you to sin against the Father. To lose faith against toward the Most High. To put your well-being into the hands of man. And he never has any of us best interests at heart. But you're going to submit your care and well-being to man. We just can't do it. Proverbs 19 and 23. The fear of the Most High tends to life, and he that has it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. See? The fear of the Most High, not the fear of man, tends to life. If we look at one of the famous verses, the Psalms 23, we'll just read verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Well, family, we're in the shadow of death. Everything around us is about death. That leads to death. The pestilence, we'll call it, and famine, And listen, when there's war, everything goes up. It creates inflation and famine. Okay? You notice how high the gas is rising every day. All right? It's pretty much going to price people out of buying gas. They can't even afford gas to go to work. Some places it's over $7 right now. See? That is the result of man's wickedness and greed. Okay? The trucking companies, well, their fuel done went up. You think they're going to eat that increase? No. They pass it on to the stores where they deliver food and items at. They pass that increase on to them, their delivery rates. All right? And when it gets to the store, you think the store going to eat that increase? No. Passes it on to the consumer. So that after a while, you'll be paying $5 for a loaf of bread. Just start looking at your electric bill. I promise you, it has gone up. See? Everything goes up. And so we knew that. We knew that. And the Most High is letting this play out just like he wants it to. Can the Most High intervene and stop this? Absolutely. But he's letting man reap what he has sown. Man's wickedness, refusal to bow down to the Most High, refusing to repent, he's going to let man destroy himself. Okay? That's what this is about. We just got to make sure we're on the right side of it. And that's on the side of the Most High. This is not our world. This is not the world that the Most High has planned for us. Okay? So don't even be all focused and entangled in it. You know, try to be set apart as much as possible. Now, I know we have to have interactions in certain areas with the world, but only at the things that's necessary for us to do. We're not a part of their political system. We shouldn't be voting to put no man in office, because there's not a man alive that can do anything. Okay? It's just not. And therefore, by voting, you are becoming partakers, which the scriptures tell us not to. Come out of her. Come out of what? This system, this world system, this Babylonian system. Come out of it. That you be not partakers, you know, of her sins and judgments. You vote somebody into office. They turn out to be wicked and pass all kind of laws and things that are against the Most High. You are a partaker. You're complicit in that. You become a friend of the world. And if you're a friend of the world, you're an enemy of the Most High. So we stay out of that stuff. It's not going to matter anyway. You know, people who get elected were already selected before you even voted. They already know who's going to win before you even do it. It's just giving you the appearance that you have a choice. You know, both parties, whether it be the red or blue party, they're just two wings on the same bird. You know, that's all it is, man. They all have the same agenda. Psalm 34:4 says, I sought the Most High and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. See, that's what we do. We seek out the Most High and let him deliver you from your fears. Make sure you have peace among us. And then you make sure you got peace in your home. You know, it's enough going on. We don't need to have turmoil and strife and division in our home with all this other stuff going on in the world. I mean, where would your place of refuge and peace be then? If you got all this going on in your home and it's going on in the outside world, then where you gonna go to seek peace and comfort? You're trapped. Okay? Romans 8:15. For you have not received a spirit of, I guess we can say slavery, leading to fear again, but you have received a spirit of adoption as sons, by which we cry out, Abba, Father. See, you know, family, if you're living in fear, you are a slave again. You're back in bondage. All right? Fear puts you in bondage. You know, you're no longer acting in a way that a person who has a mind that is free and at peace, he's not in bondage. But the people who have fear, the people who believe everything they hear on the news, they're back in bondage. You're basically a slave again. You know, what person in his right mind want to submit himself back into slavery? Maybe not physical slavery, but you mentally enslaved. It's just as bad, if not worse. So this is what the world is after. That's what they're after. Your mind. And if you're not careful, they're going to get it. You know, you have to separate yourself from this media stuff. Just completely separate yourself from this world's system. Colossians 3:2, it says, set your affections on things above, not on things of the earth. Why? Because this is not, Mashiach said it himself. His kingdom is not of this world. He tells us that follow him, we might be in this world, but we're not of it. You know, we just have to kind of learn to navigate through this world, but we have nothing to do with it. We're not of it. This is not the kingdom or the world that we're looking forward to. Okay? So, that's the main thing that I wanted to say today. Guard your mind. That's what these people are after. They get your mind, they got you. Okay? You are a slave again. You are a slave again. Keep your mind stayed on things above, the Most High and His truth. And I believe you're going to be just fine. Alright? So let's just keep these things in mind, family, as we go along. You know, this stuff is not going to get any better. When you look in Revelations chapter 6, and it talks about the 4 horses, you know, Mashiach even actually gave you a description of them way over in Matthew chapter 24. See, everything he said that was going to take place are matched up with those horses. You know, famine, false teachers, war, pestilence. That's what each one of those horses in Revelation represent. Okay? All you have to do is read what he said in Matthew 24 and then go read the horses and see what the characteristics of the horses are. And they're not going to ride, family. They've been riding for a while. The events that they bring is just not reached its full culmination. That's why he said this is just the beginning. It's going to get worse. Just look around you, read what he says in Matthew, then go to Revelation 6 and read what the horses represent. Now we know they're not real horses, okay? That's symbolism, or metaphorically speaking, however you want to see. But it's the events that take place. All right? That's what it represents. And those events that happens when these different horses ride are the same events that Mashiach has told you in Matthew 24. They've been riding for a while, family. If you've been paying attention, you've been seeing it increase. And when it reaches its fullness, then it really gets bad. Okay? Okay, family, that's pretty much all I wanted to do is jump in here and say a little something on that subject. And I'll talk to you on the next video. Shalom.